And let's talk about finances.
Yeah.
They say having a child is expensive. True or false?
Very expensive.
Very expensive.
Very expensive.
Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. For those who are new here, my name is stellamuyoka, and my platform basically is for women. It's a place where we're going to share our experiences as women and just much about it, to be able to express ourselves better and to also understand each and every one of us, and to just have a community for ourselves. And today I have a guest with you. She's here with me, and we're going to talk about motherhood with her today. And welcome.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Patricia, and I'm also a mother of a 2-year-old daughter currently, and I work in a financial institution. Stella has been my friend for a very
quite a long time.
Yeah, so thank you, Stella, for inviting me here today, and I would also love to share my experience with you.
Thank you, Patricia. And I just generally want to discuss about your motherhood journey. And before we begin, the first question I need to ask, did you want to become a mother, or is just something that happened, or just tell us?
Okay, I wouldn't say I wanted to be a mother. It's something that happened, yes, because I was dating, yes, and so like everyone does, things happen. So I found myself pregnant, and now that I just decided to keep the baby, yeah, so that's how I found myself becoming a mother.
Okay, so that's baby by choice, basically. And once you found out you were pregnant, did you accept it immediately? Did you take time to accept it, or did you need someone's support to actually accept the child?
Okay, for me, I would say it took me time to accept, because I was still at home living with my parents. So you can imagine telling your parents that you're pregnant, and I was in my final semester, still studying.
School.
So it wasn't easy for me to just share it out with my parents. But in the long run, I just decided to keep the baby, and whatever came.
Kila mtoto anakuja na sani yake, the softness, yes. Yeah. So during pregnancy, after you accepted the child, you're going for the clinics, and during pregnancy, did you have any significant, anything significant, whether positive or negative, that you can share? And you feel like this is something that I can share. Was it good or bad, like throughout the pregnancy that you had? Okay,
throughout my pregnancy, I would say, first of all, I decided to tell my parents personally that yes, I was pregnant, and together with everyone at home, my siblings, the father of the child. So taking care of the kid, going to clinic visits was now what I would do, like every day. I was doing it like freely. No one was forcing me to do it. But there were so many things that came up with going to the clinic, like taking the medications every now and then.
Especially the folic.
Yes, the folic medication every now and then. So I just did everything that I could.
So you just had basically a good pregnancy, no complications.
Yes, a good pregnancy, exactly.
Yes. So how was your third trimester? Because I know that's something.
Yes, my third trimester was very hectic for me. Yeah, because now I moved out of home, went to stay with the father of the kid, and again I didn't know that my baby was in a bad position in the womb. I used to go for the scan tests, but now the doctors used to tell me, don't worry, the baby will just turn. So my third trimester, I was very heavy.
Sleeping is a problem.
Sleeping, my hands. For me, most women bulge in their legs, but for me, my hands.
You had edema.
Yeah, were the ones which were bulging. So, my third trimester was very hectic for me, very hectic. But
you pushed through.
I was able to push through. Yes.
No. Yeah. Now let's go to birth. How was your experience with birth, giving birth? Did you give birth normally through CS? And how is the experience generally giving birth? giving birth to, you know, a beautiful, healthy baby?
Yes, I didn't give birth normally, but I used to walk a lot. I used to walk every
Yeah, you
day.
told to do
At
that.
8, after cooking supper, I was outside the house every day, taking
So that
exercises.
the baby can
Yeah, climbing
come,
stairs,
yeah.
going down, up, down, up, down. But I didn't realize that if the baby is not okay in
In
the
the
end
normal
in the womb,
position, yeah.
is not in the right position, I was not able to give birth normally. So it hit me when I was like 39 weeks and 3 days. So that's when I was supposed to go for my last scan. So going for my last scan, the doctor told me that I cannot go back home. So I was like, why? Why am I not going back home? So the doctor told me that the baby is already mature in the stomach, 4.2 kg, and is a breech baby. So we
You
just
had
had
to
to
do
go
the
for a CS
CS
that very day, and I wasn't even prepared for
psychologically. Yeah.
psychologically for a CS. For me, I thought I would just give
Give
birth
birth. I think
normally.
everyone thinks they'll give
Yeah,
birth
yeah.
normally. Yeah, I know, I know. So how was the experience itself, going through CS, having the child, the first experience? As we usually told, did you, was it love at first sight? You know, you're told you look at the baby, you just love the baby. Was it love at first sight, or did you loving your child just, you know, take time to come after a while?
Okay, for me, it took me time because when the doctor told me that I was supposed to go for a CS the very day, first of all, I cried alone, just at the bench,
It's
crying.
normal, yeah.
So a certain woman asked me, why are you crying? I told her I wasn't ready for a CS. So I don't know why these doctors cannot even allow me go for a normal delivery. But later on, I just gained courage, talked to my mother, so they came, gave me the support I needed. And yes, at the theater, when the baby was out, yes, I cried like a normal mother would do.
You
But
got
now,
happy tears. You were happy
yes,
that,
happy, so happy,
yeah.
I cried. I did everything that a mother does, yes. But now you see the baby later on because you're not conscious at the moment. So I saw the baby later on after she's now dressed up.
You know, a mother.
Yeah.
Now you're a mother. You're a mother. You're supposed to. Now the stuff. Now it's breastfeeding. Were you taught about breastfeeding, or is it just something that you had to figure out after giving birth? And how was it? Was it something comfortable, uncomfortable? Like, how was your experience with breastfeeding?
I wasn't taught breastfeeding. I remember with CS you stay in the hospital for
Yeah,
3
for
days
3 days.
before you
Yeah.
go. So I started breastfeeding in the ward. So I just found myself carrying the baby in any position I would.
So basically, it's something you had seen others do. So you
Yes, I
were
had
teaching
seen my mother
yourself.
do with the last born. So I just taught myself there and then. Yeah, and that was it about breastfeeding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you're a new mom.
Yeah.
You've already started breastfeeding. Do you feel like after giving birth, there's a lot you tend to judge yourself a lot with the whole giving birth? The body changes, the pain you're going through, the wound. Do you feel like it's a lot for someone to handle on their own? How was your experience during the whole time?
Yes, it's a lot for someone to handle alone. For me, I think after someone being a mom, they really need full
Support from people, yeah.
full support from the family, from the father of the child, even if it's a nanny in the house, you just need full support from everyone. Because this baby needs you to be mentally upright. So
true.
if you're not mentally upright, of course, even the growth of the baby would be hindered. And sometimes you find yourself having a very difficult baby. They cry a lot because you as a mother, you're also not comfortable.
You're still trying to
and you're
heal.
still trying to figure out how I'm going to do all this. Yeah. So you find the baby crying a lot. You don't know what to do. You also cry with the baby. Yeah, you'll just find yourself crying with the baby. And life goes on.
I think it's just part of it. It's just a process. We all cry before birth, after birth. With the baby, we cry with the baby. They are crying because we are still a new mother. You don't understand why the child is crying. We are told you're supposed to know when the child needs milk, when the child needs to change of diaper. You know.
Oh, for you knew.
No, people tell you you're supposed to know, but in
supposed.
reality, you don't know.
Yeah.
So that's why you find that your baby is crying, you've given the baby milk, you've changed the
Yes,
diaper,
yes.
and so you find yourself crying because you now don't understand why the child is crying, and you really need to
Exactly,
know
exactly.
why the child is crying so that you can help the child stop crying.
For me, I always thought maybe they have stomach ache, so I used to buy all kinds of medicine.
Colic.
Yeah, colic, Bonisan. I bought all kinds of medicine. But now you still find the baby crying, so you're just frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, you end up crying with the child.
Things we were told
Yeah,
while
exactly.
when we used to see our mothers, yeah, you know, they used to think first is just this
Yeah.
stomach ache.
Sure.
So after giving birth, how long did it take you to go back to work?
Okay, for me, it took me like 7 months. 7 months.
7 months.
Because when I was giving birth, I didn't have a job yet. Yeah, so it took me 7 months.
So actually you had enough time to
Yes,
take
I had enough time to take the baby through the first 6 months alone. Yeah.
Let's say if you were given unlimited care of your child, a place to stay, if you're given everything that you need, do you think that you needed more time with the child? Or 7 months was enough for you to go back to work?
That was very enough for me.
That was enough for
Yeah,
you?
that was very enough. In fact, I needed someone who could stay with the kid now for me to at least
Go back to
find myself
find yourself.
again. Yeah.
That's another thing.
Yes.
I think we lose ourselves when
Yeah.
we give birth, especially for new moms.
Exactly.
You feel like you are an old, you have the old, you know, the old Patricia.
Yeah.
And then now there's a Patricia that's now a mom.
Yeah.
And you need to figure this thing out. There's no guidelines to being a mom.
True.
And I think we reach a point where we are mourning who we were before we are a mom. Like, I think that's a back and forth thing we fight. I think it's who had that. You feel like you miss the old self. At the same time, you need to figure this out. This is new and it's good, but it also has its the other side of it, the downside of it. I think those are the basic challenges we get, and being, you know, a mom. So after giving birth, your body is totally different. You know, no flat tummy anymore. You are so tired. I feel like after you give birth, it's like you feel like you had gone through an accident, like a car had hit you, because every part of your body was in pain. I think I gave birth through normal delivery, and I was in pain. And I think it took me, I had to go through the Swahili massage to actually feel like my body was okay. But then I went through an episiotomy because my boy was big. I think my boy was his birth weight is usually a mystery still, because the ped says it's supposed to be 4 and above, and the other one it came as I think 3.8. And after that, I think you have to apply. There's something you have to apply to the wound, the episiotomy wound that you have, so that the stitches can heal well and you don't get any infection. And I think I used to take a mirror. I used to look at my you know, Miss V and check and see like, and you're like, will this go back to being the way it was? I mean, will it go? Is this going to be functional again? And I think when I saw it for the first time, I was shocked, because you can see through. You know, you can see to your womb. And it was so scary. At the same time, you have a tummy. You know, you're having a tummy, and you used to have a flat tummy. You know. And I think when I used to look at myself in the mirror, I would have struggles. But I usually thank the father of my child, because he used to actually encourage me, like, you look okay, you look, you know, you need those words as a person. So did you go through the same experiences? Am you okay with your body the way it was?
I wasn't okay with my body. In fact, for me, I lost a lot of weight. I really lost a lot of weight.
Because of breastfeeding?
Yeah, because of breastfeeding. I think my baby was also not getting enough milk, because mentally I wasn't okay. I was going through a lot of pressure at that moment. So I lost weight, and recovering my weight, I think it took me like 1 full year for me to gain back my body. So I didn't even have the courage to go out. I was just indoors most of the times.
So basically, you were judging yourself.
Yes, I used to judge myself.
I think that is something we go through. But we go through as mothers. And
then also I don't take picture. I wasn't taking pictures.
I wasn't even taking pictures myself. I know.
If I want to put a profile photo, I look for an old photo for me to just for people to just see. I'm there, but
you're
deep down,
there. You are not there. I think that is also something I went through. And I think I also used to post my maternity shoots those times. And I think I took a year. Is it a year plus? Because I think the first time I took a photo of myself after a year plus, I think, something of that sort. I think I had 1 or 2 pictures in between. But to actually accept, like, feeling like I am me, it took me, I think, this year April, somewhere there. Because I will take photos and I will still feel like I wasn't looking good in this photo. I don't post it, or you find that maybe I make the photo black and white. You know, something
some
about
editing.
sort. I feel like I became me. I think 1 year and 6 months.
Yeah.
I think so. I think that is the challenge we all go through as people, as women. Anyway, so now you're pregnant, eh? You're pregnant, you have a child. So did you get it? They usually say mtoto ni wa jamii. And I feel like we get judged so much with little things. You can wear like a trouser, maybe a trouser. Somebody doesn't know the trouser maybe has, the elastic part of it on the tummy, and you find someone just finding you on the path, and they're approaching you and they're like, you're not supposed to wear this as a pregnant mother, or you're not supposed to breastfeed your child while exposing your boobs. Did you get the judgment from society during your pregnancy and also taking care of your child?
Yes, I did.
And what are the examples that you got?
Examples. Also for me, I used to wear deras a lot. Yeah. The free deras. So most of the times, if I would wear something that could expose my belly, the father of the child could tell me, you don't look good. You need to put on something that is free. You are now a mother.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, stop putting on these
tight things.
These tight things. Yeah, so he didn't like it, and also my mom, she didn't like me putting on something that exposes the belly. So I think I used to look like an old mama.
Because you're trying to now satisfy people's...
Yes, people are telling you this is how you need to dress, the baby needs to be free. So even my dress code changed. I just bought a lot of deras at that time, and a lot of free dresses.
And I think that could also be the contribution as to why you didn't love yourself enough.
Exactly.
Because of the bashing people are giving you. You're a mother now, you're not supposed to wear this, this is this. What about strangers? Strangers on the road? Because I think I had a lot of experiences with strangers on the road.
Strangers maybe during breastfeeding. Anytime you are in the matatu, or maybe at a place, maybe at the hospital, you're waiting for the baby to be to be attended to with the doctors. Strangers would look at you anytime you breastfeed the kid. So for me, I used to carry lassos to cover myself.
I used to tell people. Like when you are staring at me, or when you are questioning why I'm breastfeeding without covering myself. Mombasa is hot.
Yeah, exactly.
I usually asked someone, how would you feel when you're taking a hot meal and somebody covers you with a lasso for you to eat? That is how the child is feeling. Because I remember there's someone who told me one thing, and I usually carry it at heart. And they said a child is an adult. The difference between is a small adult. The difference between you and the child is the child cannot express themselves. They cannot tell you what they want. But treat your child as how you want to be treated.
Yeah, true.
And I think that is I think somehow I used to care less when I was pregnant and having the child and everything. So I think people judge you a lot, even people you don't know. They want to have an opinion. They need to have an opinion on your pregnancy because they feel you belong to the society, and I think there's another challenge you get.
True.
And do you feel like did you experience postpartum depression? Do you feel like you experienced it, or do you feel like you just had challenges on your own because of pressure around you?
Okay, I wouldn't say it's depression, but I went through challenges which would look like I was depressed.
Okay.
Yeah, because as the baby was growing, I went through a breakup at that point. Yeah, so... and the baby was still young, like 3 months. So that hit me a lot. I didn't expect it. Yes. It hit me a lot because the baby was still young. I expected that maybe I would have a family, you see. Yeah, so for me, when I was hit with that breakup, in fact, I started withdrawing
people.
From people and from my own baby.
You're fearing
Yeah.
the judgment and the questions.
Exactly. So by the time I started loving my daughter again, it also took me time, because I used to look at her like, you're the one who has made me go through all this. So I started disliking the kid.
Yeah.
But I thank God for my father. At least he used to support me a lot, because he understood what I was going through. So he told me, just don't carry the baby, don't carry whatever you had before and put it on your child. This is a blessing. Yeah. So I started looking at my daughter as a blessing. Yeah. And from that point, I think even my weight came back to normal now. Yeah. So everything is just to, if you offer love, I think love comes back to you and the child again. Yeah.
And I usually have this question. I'm sorry to go back, but I usually have this question after giving birth. Do you think people should have visitors or not? Like, what do you think? Do you need visitors or you need space?
You need space.
You need space.
You need space. Visitors, maybe later, if someone has communicated, like they're coming and then they find you ready.
I was telling someone, I was having a conversation with someone, and I was telling them, we do appreciate having, the gifts, the what. But I feel like if you're supposed to go to see a mom who was just given birth, you have to be the mother to that person.
Exactly.
You make sure that day you are there, you make sure the house has been cleaned, whether you're supervising the help or you're going to do it yourself. You have to do the chores. You have to take care of the child and let that mother rest. Because I know we had days where you hadn't even slept the whole night, and you need sleep, you're healing, So I was telling someone and they told me I was harsh. I was
no, you're being truthful
to how to the experiences
the experience truly is.
So I think people should know that. Now, this is a topic I think we all go through, and let's talk about finances. They say having a child is expensive. True,
very expensive.
Very expensive.
Very expensive.
Yes. From what aspect? What aspect do you think having a child is very expensive?
Okay, it's very expensive in terms of now pampers. There's pampers, there's medication, clothes. And this kid grows after every 3 months. They are putting weight. The clothes you bought no longer fit the baby. You need to buy other ones. So after every 3 months, I used to buy clothes, new clothes. And everything you've bought for the baby, they outgrow it. Whether it's a baby carrier, whether it's whatever.
You feel like these things are useless.
Yes, they are now useless.
You start questioning why was I supposed to buy these things?
They are now useless. There's no need of buying them at I would say that. Because even the bed you bought,
baby cot is useless.
Very useless. So that's how expensive the baby. And then the preparation to getting the baby is also expensive. Yeah.
Giving
birth is also expensive. Not unless you are under a medical insurance or a medical cover. That's when you would feel you
won't feel the pinch.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, regrets. Do you have any regrets? Things you would have done differently throughout your journey?
Yes. I think right now, if you tell me to have a baby, I would tell myself to have a good job first. Because I would say it was kiherehere. Yeah, exactly. Because I wasn't even
prepared
as a person. I didn't graduate. I didn't have a job, and here I am. I'm pregnant. So. But later on, I graduated, so that aside. But right now, I would advise someone to maybe get a good job first. Plan themselves well. Get a good medical cover for yourself and the baby. You see, for you to at least be comfortable with everything. Yeah.
Yes, another challenge you go through now, friends. So, among your friends, are you the one who gave birth first, or you had other friends who had given birth? And other than that, did your friends stay, or because you're going through a lot? So did they stay? Did they support you? Do you have someone you can say they supported you? What happened with your friends?
Yes, I had friends who had given birth, but I wasn't too close to them. The ones I was too close to them, they don't have children, yes. But I thank God for my friends, the few I have. You, Stella, you are one of them. You offered support. Yeah, And a few, I would mention who? There's Marian, there's Tracy, there's Sony. Yeah,
They gave you the support you
they
needed
gave me
as
the
friends.
support
No
I needed.
judgment.
No judgment. But there were a few who just turned their
Course.
back on me. Most of they, you know, there are some friends who don't reach out. Sometimes when you're down, you need someone to reach
Yeah,
out.
to reach out to.
So there's some people who don't reach out, and at the end of the day, they still judge you.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
to those such kind of friends, we shifted, and that was it. Until now, we are no longer friends, and life is going on.
That is good.
Yes.
Yes. And so, I know you gave birth as a mother. You already have a child, but there's usually one thing I feel like we need to ask ourselves. Like right now, as you are speaking, are you ready to be a mom?
Again,
It's just, are you ready to be a mother? Whether or not you give birth to a child or not, do you feel at this point, at this moment, are you ready to be a mom?
yes. At this point, I'm very ready. In fact,
That's
I work
good.
so hard. At this point, I work, and I feel I enjoy the journey right now of motherhood. You know, end month, you receive your pay, you're at the supermarket, you know, you're buying stuffs for your baby, ensuring everything she needs, she has it there and then. So right now, I enjoy the journey.
You enjoy the
Yeah,
journey.
I enjoy. Now that she's a toddler, it's also hectic.
Terrible
Yeah.
2 is coming.
Exactly. You don't know what they really need, but I'm managing right now.
But I think sometimes you need to read. I usually tell people, get a book on parenting, 2-year-old. And you'll find that when you understand your child better, you can be able to cater for them. And I think our mothers didn't give us information. They didn't give us anything to do with motherhood or even marriages and things of that sort. So I usually say you can, if you feel like you're at a place where you're stuck, you can take a book. There's so many books out here you can read about toddlers. You can even just Google how to deal with a toddler and how to, you know, because my boy is almost turning 2. In 2 months he'll be 2, but he's so energetic. Like he's so energetic
And too playful.
and too playful, and also he is too aggressive.
Yeah.
So you have to understand your child to be able, you know, to cater to them. But terrible 2 is actually quite a challenge.
True.
I think most people complain about it because it's something that, well, it's a stage. I usually say it's like us. You went through adolescence.
Yeah.
You know, you're rebellious. Also, your mother didn't understand you when you're a teenager. So it's just part of the process. So you just need to understand. So do you have anything to tell to people? Because I feel like we are, as now you're raising a child on your own.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you look at the society currently, when you look at women, ladies out here, I know we don't want to deal with the challenges of having, you know, a partner. Most people don't want that. And you find that women are actually going out to have kids on their own without actually having a partner. Yeah. Do you feel like this is something someone who is thinking about doing it should do? Do you advise someone to go ahead and do it, or would you advise someone to actually wait to be ready and have a partner?
Yes, for me, I would advise someone to wait, have a partner, have that marriage you want, get your baby, have a family. You see? Yeah. I know not everyone goes through the perfect life processes, exactly. But just have someone that is very ready for getting a family with you, stay with that person, raise your kid together. Because raising a kid alone, sometimes you go through a lot of guilt. Yeah, sometimes I even sit back and ask myself, okay, so when my daughter is of age, she'll ask me, Baba yuko wapi? You see that question, yeah. But of course, the father is there. Yeah, but now you don't live with the father. It's quite different from the one who lives with the father. The mother is there and that family setup. Yeah. So I would advise someone to wait, get a partner who is really ready for that, and then get your babies. In fact, 5 if you want.
So you're going to add more babies?
Yeah, but for me, 1.
One is enough.
Yeah, exactly.
1 more is enough. Yes. Patricia, thank you for sharing your journey with us. And I feel like some have gone through the same processes. You started out thinking it's going to be 2, and then it ended up to be 1. And this is kind of the journey some of us have gone through. And one thing I want to tell you, you're not alone. parenting is different. We have different journeys. But the destination, everyone has their own destination. So thank you for being with us, and please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Kwaherini. Bye bye.